Good day, guys. I slept for 6 hours or more, and it feels like I just slept for 6 minutes. And actually, we already knee deep in chores. And let me tell you something: farming life no be joke. You see, some days the work just piles up and you're like, God, I beg, but we move because the land and water will not take care of itself. Yeah, and in Ollybee Farms, from feeding the fish, checking the tanks, cleaning ponds, to mixing feeds and planning your next hatch. This is the real grind out here in Ollybee Farms. So we're not just farming, we are innovating aquaculture and we are advancing in agriculture. So actually no is not always perfect. It's not always easy, but it's ours, and I would not trade anything for it. So welcome to a day in my world. Welcome to Ollybee Farms. Now, before I dive into the main farm work, I always start with a few little chores. First stop at our small broiler unit. Nothing major for now, just raising a few beds for the household use, the home use. But we're not stopping here. Actually, we've got plans to scale to a bigger space, more beds, and consistent supply. But for now, it's the basic. So why just feed in the morning, and as you can see, feed in the morning, then fetch water, keep the place clean. So it's manual, it's simple, but that's how we build, one step at a time. So we are just starting our small poultry unit. Yeah. So this is our rabbitry. It's quite small. We started raising rabbits with just a few hatches. So we started raising them for their poop and for the meat for consumption, actually for consumption on the farm. So their poop helps in fertilizing some of our small plants and even the ponds. Yeah. So rabbit farming can actually look simple, but they also need attention. They need fresh feed, clean water, and let me say peace of mind. Yeah. So we clean their cage regularly, monitor their health, and keep their space clean and dry. So our goal too for rabbits is to grow into full-scale rabbit production with proper breeding and consistent output. So it's actually a small setup for now, but we are laying the foundation for something bigger. All right. Now, this is where the real hustle actually kicks in. So, the chores are out of the way, the chickens are fed, the rabbits are sorted, but the head of the farm, that's right here by the ponds. So, today, I'm feeding our post fingerlings, and it's not just a routine. We've got fresh orders coming in, and these fish need to be in top form. So, you see, at this stage, the fishes are like teenagers. Yeah, they are hungry, they are restless, and they are going fast. If you feed them well, they will reward you, and if you lack, they will show you pepper. You grab. So I go slow, watch them move, spread the feed evenly, no wastage, no overfeeding, just precision. So this is actually strategy. It's about understanding your stock, your water and your timing. So because here at Ollybee Farms, we don't just grow fish, we grow consistency. So you grab one scoop at a time. After feeding the post fingerlings, I had to move on to prepare for the next breeding cycle. So the first thing I did was is that I had to wash the kakaban. It's actually a simple net, but it plays a major role in egg attachments during spanning. So when we lay our eggs on the kakaban helps in holding your eggs. So I had to make sure it is thoroughly cleaned, no slime, no dirt. It just has to be fresh and ready for the next round of of production, because in hatchery work, cleanliness is not optional. You have to be clean. A dirty kakaban can mess up fertilization or introduce fungus to the eggs. Now, once that is done, I had to go into the hatchery. We've got fresh hatchlings from yesterday's production. They are very tiny and fragile, and they are ready for their next stage. So I had to draw them out with a hose. Then I'll be transferring them to the nursery tank, where they will go stronger before we start feeding. So this phase is actually all about timing and care. You don't rush it and you don't joke with it. So every single stage in fish production requires attention, and out here we give it everything. After gently packing the hatchlings into the buckets, I have to carry them straight to the nursery tank. So at this stage, they are extremely fragile, like very, very fragile. So every step must be calm and precise. So once I get to the nursery, I use a hose to draw them out of the bucket slowly, allowing the fry to flow in gently without shock. So it's not actually just about moving fish grab, it's about protecting their chance of survival. So to also keep things clean, I also siphon them instead of pouring directly into the nursery tank. So that way I avoid transferring waste or dirty water from the hatching tank into the nursery. So we have clean environment, then smooth transfer. So that's how we reduce stress, and that's how we prevent early stage mortality. So it's actually a slow work, but it is very necessary, because in fish farming, especially fish breeding, the difference between success and loss often comes down to how you handle your fish in the first few days of life. After transferring the new hatchlings into the nursery, the next step is feeding, but not them just yet. I start with the earlier batch, the ones that hatch probably 2 to 3 days before they are slightly stronger and they are already used to feed. Feeding hatchlings takes precision. You can't overfeed, and you definitely can't underfeed. You feed too much safe, you will mess up the water, and you feed too little, they will not grow evenly. So I go slow, just a light dusting across the surface. Then I observe. I watch how they respond, how quickly they eat, how active they are. With hatchlings, feeding is not just about giving food, it is about understanding their rhythm. So once I'm sure the older batch is settled, I will come back later for the newly transferred ones. First, those ones we say I transferred just now, they need time to rest and adapt to their new environment. After feeding, there is still one more thing to do. I have to clean up. I have to wash all the used hatchery tanks thoroughly and disinfect every surface. So in this line of work, hygiene is not a suggestion. You have to be hygienic. So it is the difference between success and setback. You know, a single dirty tank can wipe out days of hard work. So I don't take chances. Once everything is cleaned, drained, and ready for the next cycle, I can finally breathe. You know, it's been a long day, from feeding birds and rabbits to managing fingerlings and the hatchlings and to scrubbing the tanks. But this is the grind I signed up for, shey you grab. So farming is not always pretty. It's sweat, timing, observation, and patience. But out here at Ollybee Farms, we do it with purpose, shey you grab. So one day at a time, one tank at a time, one harvest at a time. Thanks for spending the day with me. If you enjoyed this video, do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more real farming story, tips, and behind the scene action. See you in the next one.